My client just sent me a video that she was so fearful of. She's in her mid to late 50s, and the video title is Seniors Over 60, Stop Eating These 7 Worst Fruits. They Destroy Leg Strength, Senior Health. So let's review it together.
Have you ever questioned?
This is 1000% AI. There's been a trend going on right now where they use an AI and they use a bunch of different suits. They're either a plastic surgeon that sucks fats out of the body, or they're a doctor. So people see them as an authority figure. This is all AI, 100%. So let's review that.
Why your legs seem weaker, even when you're eating healthily, exercising, and doing everything right? Why do stairs seem to be getting steeper? Why does getting out of a chair suddenly take longer than it used to? Is it only age, or is there anything else that is subtly hurting?
Lack of exercise is the number one reason people go to retirement homes. They don't have enough leg muscle to squat out of a toilet. I'm not even kidding. So lack of exercise, lack of muscle stimulation, lack of protein. And I love this quote. The heart attack that you had today didn't happen today. It happened 20 years ago from the decisions you made. So it's just poor life decisions.
This is where you may be taken aback. Sometimes it's not what you're not doing. You're already doing it without understanding the danger. Because they have been taught their entire lives that fruits are natural, healthy, and advantageous, the majority of seniors make a silent error every day with total faith that they are making the proper decision.
Fruit is extremely healthy. Notice how there's a lot of fear. He's just selling the fear. Number one thing on social media that does well is fear. So negative hooks outperform other things. So rather than giving a solution, you constantly tell them, oh, if you have this, they just say really common issues that older people have. Are climbing the stairs getting harder? Squatting out of your seat, is it getting harder? You can literally just Google common issues that seniors have, and this list will pop up, making everyone just get hooked to the feeling. It's like, oh my gosh, I have that.
Yes, the most are. But here's the reality that no one talks about. Not all fruits are suitable for senior citizens.
False. I unfortunately had my grandparents pass when I was a young age. One had Alzheimer's and the other one passed of natural causes. And their health was very poor because they didn't take care of themselves. Their whole life, they were overweight. They never cared about their diet. They had no daily activity. They didn't get a daily step count. They didn't exercise. They didn't do any of that. And shockingly, my grandmother's diet consisted of basically chocolate cake for every single meal. She's on so many different painkillers and so many different meds that most seniors are on, it blunts their appetite. So the only thing they can eat is extremely palatable food. So most senior citizens are usually very thin because of that. So you making people more fearful of fruit, things that are loaded in micronutrients, fiber, things that actually make you healthy. Fruit, very dense in vitamin C. All fruit, not just berries, all fruit has a lot of vitamin C, which alleviates scurvy, helps the immune system, makes it so they don't catch more diseases or a different flu or a virus. Extremely healthy. And if you have berries, loads of fiber so you don't spike your blood sugar nearly as much. A lot of older people are diabetic, so that fiber helps that. Not only that, fiber also alleviates colon cancer. The list goes on and on of the benefits of fruit. So this video is disgusting.
In actuality, several fruits, the ones we eat every week without question, can progressively weaken legs, aggravate joint inflammation, induce knee pain, and make walking more challenging. Fruits that are promoted as healthful may actually be bad for your leg strength, balance, and mobility.
I don't know how this video has 867,000 views, and it was uploaded 2 weeks ago. That should be dangerous because this is 100% AI. Did you just hear it? He just repeated himself again. And in the intro, he said the intro twice. But no one that's older is catching on to it because they're simply older. They don't understand AI. It's harder for them to see things like this. So that's why this page is going to be so successful. They target senior citizens. That is deplorable.
You know, as we get older, our bodies change, our metabolism slows, our circulation weakens, and foods that used to be good for us can now start to slowly hurt us, especially some fruit.
Your metabolic rate doesn't change much from the ages of 12 to 65 years old. So after the age of 65, you're losing more muscle, you're less active, your joints hurt. In turn, those things that boost your metabolism are going away. So your metabolic rate does slow, but there's ways to mitigate that. Look at all these senior citizens that are doing CrossFit, lifting weights, daily activity. Look at them being bodybuilders. It is 100% possible. It's just harder. But rather than existing, they are living their life. They're not just wishing to end. You know how depressing it was to hear my grandparents say they don't want to be on this earth because they didn't prioritize their health. That's why I'm so passionate about people prioritizing their health at all ages. Your decisions today affect you 20 years down the road. And having muscle mass will make it so you don't go to retirement homes. So you could get out of the toilet. So you prevent yourself from so many cancers and diseases. Having muscle and a lower body fat percentage, not bodybuilder level, just having a muscle on your frame and being slightly stronger makes so all-cause mortality goes down substantially. You're putting armor on your body against all these diseases and cancers. And this guy's choosing fruit to demonize because it's good for views, because everyone eats fruit. I'm be honest, there's gonna be no way I make it through this 24-minute video. We are 1 minute and 44 seconds in and I am heated. I'm usually very calm in my content. This is detrimental to actually ruin someone's life. You were talking to elder people that are already predisposed to so many health issues, and you are just adding upon the list of stressors that they are told on a daily basis.
Even worse, the harm is slow, subtle, and invisible until you eventually feel a sudden pain in your calves, a chronic ache in your thighs, or an uncomfortable tightness in your knees after only a short walk.
He's just saying basic things that older people deal with, and now they're going to say, oh my goodness, it's the fruit. I'm going to fast forward and find the point where he actually starts mentioning the side effects rather than just fear mongol, over and over and over, because fear sells. I can see why this video has so many views, even though it's blatantly AI, and it looks like an ad across the whole screen. Subscribe, here's my tagline, 7 fruits making you fat, here's a bunch of graphs. But while we're out here, you should subscribe to my channel because I'm uploading daily.
The tropical, juicy, and delicious pineapple has long been hailed as a natural anti-inflammatory because of a compound called bromelain. But here's the twist. Pineapple may be the silent culprit for seniors, despite the widespread belief that it lowers inflammation. You know, pineapple has natural sugars and powerful acids. Furthermore, those sugars aren't as healthy as they seem, especially if you're older than 60. Let me clarify. Our blood vessels grow more delicate and sensitive as we age. They no longer react in the same manner to increases in sugar. Pineapple provides a natural sugar boost to the bloodstream, despite its health benefits. What impact does this have on you?
So to alleviate that blood sugar spike, you gotta eat your food and then contract your muscle in some way, shape, or form. A very simple way to do that is just to go for a basic walk. That helps so much. It aids in digestion, makes you so you absorb the micronutrients more, and it helps you get your daily step count and get the blood flow in your body. Yes, spiking your blood sugar when you're older is not as beneficial, but if you're not pre-diabetic, it's not the end of the world. All food spikes your blood sugar. Sugar and carbs are the exact same. They both convert to glucose in your body. It doesn't know the difference. I am not kidding when I say this. My grandma literally, or like I said earlier, my grandma only ate chocolate cake, and she was very thin because that's the only thing she could eat because of all her other health issues. It wasn't fruit causing those issues. It wasn't her blood sugar causing those issues.
It causes blood sugar levels to rise quickly. The little blood veins that nourish your legs, foot, and muscles may sustain injury as a result of that spike.
You're just talking about prediabetes or having a diabetic thing. That's 100% true, but spiking your blood sugar does not cause diabetes. That is not the case. There's multiple studies showing people ate 60% of their calorie load and they had all the different diets. They spiked their blood sugar, they had high protein, they had high fat, they did keto, carnivore, all of them. They all had the exact same response to their blood sugar, meaning just because it spikes constantly, it doesn't have negative effect. When you spike your blood sugar often, you naturally get more hungry. But if you eat the same amount of calories, the exact same health effect. Instant spikes in the body naturally. It's supposed to happen. So if you're aware of this and you just go for walks, you won't have that spike, but it's not the spike that's inherently, it's what the spike causes, hunger. I'm fast forwarding a ton. He demonizes fruit. Every single fruit he starts demonizing. The same reasons. He keeps saying sugar. So we're just going to fast forward because he talks for 10 minutes about it.
Let's start by discussing berries. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries, among others. These little fruits have strong anti-inflammatory properties. They are low in sugar, rich in antioxidants, and kind to blood sugar levels.
They have the same amount of sugar, same amount as the other ones. The only difference is they have fiber. So this is actually a good choice. I prefer berries over other fruits because it has that fiber like I was mentioning earlier in the video. I genuinely have never seen this video, so it seems like I said that earlier, like I planned it, but he's 100% right. Fiber makes it so it doesn't spike nearly as much, but all fruit has vitamins that are essential for the body, like vitamin C. They have fiber and so many antioxidant properties that your body needs and craves Rather than demonizing any food, just explain nutrition, explain the benefits of these food items, because genuinely you can have any food if it fits your micronutrient, macronutrient, and calorie intake, and it can be enjoyable. Doesn't matter your age. I understand he's focusing on senior citizens. I understand that. And those people think they are gone. Their life is over already. They already have a bad mindset. So you confirming it to profit off, it is disgusting, deplorable stuff. Whoever is running this AI channel, because there's no human being actually talking, so there's no corporate, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Most importantly, they increase circulation, especially in the legs. They lessen swelling, combat stiffness, and encourage more movement. Cherries next, but sparingly.
Yeah, he just goes on with the video. Basically, anything that has fiber, he says is good because it doesn't have as much sugar, it doesn't spike your insulin nearly as much. It's honestly really sad. Fear sells on social media, so understand that. And I'm so sorry. Please, please, if you're a senior citizen, share this with your friends. Make sure they know it is not bad to eat fruit. Fruit is amazing. There is no reason to fear it. I have to stress that so much. I am so passionate about health, and making people demonize anything is a bad mindset. It is food. It goes in your body. Demonizing anything makes you naturally want to eat it more. Think of a kid. When you tell them you can't have candy, all they do is beg for candy. You are more likely to overconsume on a food item if you fear it. Freeing yourself from food noise and being overweight and not accomplishing your fitness goals is eliminating a bad relationship with food. I always focus with every single one of my clients. The first step we do is build healthy habits and a healthy relationship with food before any goal, because you can lose a bunch of weight in 90 days, get your dream body. And then you go back to square one because you didn't learn any habits and you feared food, or you did an elimination diet. You got the quick result, but you had no understanding of the why. I make sure to teach the why. Keep sending me videos to react to. Thank you to the client that sent it to me, because boy, oh boy, I can see why she was fearful. Please like and subscribe and comment down below.